Row 2 inside the 44X is Speed Schneider's. His outside the 88 of Sean Berrigan. The 96R is Steve Reynolds. To his outside the 1X of Chris Abelson. The birthday boy, Jim Tees, rolls off 7th with Jay Noda to the outside. Let's get to it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's go green. Keegan Nordquist out front. Daniel Loggins falls in line in second. Speed Schneider's third. Fourth, side by side, number to number, Jay Nodaboom and Sean Berrigan. Nodaboom takes that fourth spot. Chris Abelson tries to follow him through, but Nordquist out front. The OK one stop 1. The OK one stop 10 in. Daniel Loggins second. Nodaboom aggressively trying to get to the front. Through turns 3 and 4. Again, out front, it's Keegan Nordquist in the 10 in. Daniel Loggins, Speed Schneider's, Jay Nodaboom, Sean Berrigan, your top 5. Back in the pack, Abelson, Reynolds, and Tees battling for position as Sean Berrigan dips that right rear off into the loose stuff. He loses touch with the top 4 cars. Speed Schneider's looks to the inside of Daniel Loggins. Speed Schneider's trying to get up to P2. Number to number, they go into the corner. Daniel Loggins pushes way up the track. Is off the top of the speedway in 1 and 2. He's going to lose 3 spots, maybe more, as he pulls back on down the backstretch. Keegan Nordquist, your leader. Now Speed Schneider second. Jay Nodaboom third. Sean Berrigan up to the 4th spot now. Nordquist, Schneider's, Nodaboom, 1, 2, 3. Everybody getting to the front, trying to get there in a hurry as Schneider's and Nodaboom go deep into the corner. Keegan Nordquist out front, nice and smooth, steady as she goes. But now Nodaboom getting squirrely. He wants to find a way around the 44X of Speed Schneider's. Nodaboom cuts to the bottom of the speedway. Nordquist kicks it wide. Nordquist loses some traction. Schneider's has nowhere to go. Nodaboom gets to the inside of Schneider's. Nodaboom tried to go from 3rd to 1st down the backstretch, but couldn't get it done. Now your leader, Nordquist, second is now Jay Nodaboom. Big smoke out of the 27 of Daniel Loggins. Flew it on the speedway. Caution is out. Caution for the 27 of Daniel Loggins, as have to assume a motor grenaded right here at the start-finish line. Lots of smoke from the 27 of Daniel Loggins, and a bunch of fluid went down as well. Something breaking under the 27 of Daniel Loggins. Have to get some the safety crew out there to check on the 27 car. 6 laps scored complete. Keegan Nordquist, your leader in the 10 in. Jay Nodaboom, Speed Schneider, Sean Berrigan, Chris Abelson, Steve Reynolds, and Jim Tees are 6 cars left. Green, white, checkered finish as Keegan Nordquist brings him to the green. Nodaboom thought about going to the bottom of the speedway, but decided not to. Stays in line as Nordquist again gets a little wide out on the backstretch. Nodaboom to the bottom in turns 3 and 4, sends it in deep. Nordquist charges back around on the outside as Nordquist going to hold on to the top spot, but he's under heavy pressure from Nodaboom. One more time, 3/8 mile left. Can Keegan Nordquist hold off Jay Nodaboom? Nodaboom on the bottom of turns 1 and 2. Nordquist kicked it out wide just a bit as Nodaboom with a big run down the backstretch. They're going to go number to number into turns 3 and 4. Nordquist slides up the track. Nodaboom capitalizes. Here comes Sean Berrigan as well. Your winner is Jay Nodaboom. Sean Berrigan with a big run at the second. Nordquist third. Speed Schneiders and Chris Abelson, your top 5. The constant pressure from Nodaboom caused Nordquist to bobble in 3 and 4. Got too high. That allowed both Jay Nodaboom and Sean Berrigan to get by, picking up the heat race win, the Billy Moyer victory car. Can he get feature win number 73 tonight? We'll find out a little bit later on. Your heat race winner, the performance car and truck 7 of Jay Nodaboom. His outside, the 48 is Bob Moore. Shane DeMay in the 15, Jimmy Cole in the 55, the 14 of Todd Bower, and the 41 Thor Anderson goes green here in heat race number 2. Chad Tenaple takes the top spot. Harvey Vanderweerd second. Jeff Barron's third. Jimmy Cole, the big move, started 6th, already up to the 4th spot through turns 1 and 2. As Jimmy Cole and Todd Bower battling it out, a little bit of rub as Barron's pushes up the track. Jimmy Cole going to take 3rd as Chad Tenaple, your leader. Tenaple and Harvey Vanderweerd running 1 and 2. Jimmy Cole, Todd Bower, and now Shane DeMay in the 5th spot. Todd Boulware having a little bit of a handling issue, gets into the side of Jimmy Cole, and Jimmy says, "Hey, sir, I do not appreciate that. That is not very nice." I got to tell you, if you are watching at Advantage Motorsports TV and they got a shot of that, Jimmy Cole was giving him the business out the window. It was pretty awesome. Of turn 4, your leader is still the 20 of Chad Tenaple. Harvey Vanderweerd second. Jimmy Cole, Todd Boulware, and Shane DeMay, your top 5. Vanderweerd beginning to reel in Tenaple. Can Tenaple hold on here in the closing laps? It's Tenaple, Vanderweerd, Cole, Boulware, DeMay, your top 5. Vanderweerd is reeling in the 20 of Tenaple within about 3 car lengths now. Chad Tenaple continues to lead, less than a car length advantage over Harvey Vanderweerd. Jimmy Cole, Todd Boulware, Shane DeMay still your top 5. Vanderweerd has slowly been reeling in the 20 of Tenaple, but can he get it done here in the closing laps? This time by the flag stand, just 2 laps remain. Vanderweerd again to the low line, going to push up off of turn 2, lose a little bit of ground to Tenaple. Tenaple, Vanderweerd, Cole, Boulware, DeMay your top 5. Harvey Vanderweerd working the bottom side of the speedway, trying to find a different line around Park Jefferson Speedway, trying to reel in the 20 of Tenaple. Vanderweerd on the bottom, Tenaple down the block, this time by the flag stand. White flag waves, 1 to go. Vanderweerd right on the rear push bar of the 20 machine of Tenaple. Jimmy Cole, Todd Boulware, Shane DeMay rounding out the top 5. Vanderweerd got squirrely down the backstretch. That's going to allow Tenaple to get away. Off of turn 4, first one of the checkered flag, and heat race number 2 is the 20 out of Chad Tenaple. Harvey Vanderweerd second. Jimmy Cole third, Todd Boulware and Shane DeMay rounding out the top 5. Great battle at the front of the field between the 44V of Harvey Vanderweerd and the 20 of Chad Tenaple. As Tenaple picked up the heat race win along with the 7N of Jay Noteboom, your 2 heat race winners. Daniel Loggins not making the call. If you remember in his heat race, that car went up in smoke. So Loggins not making the call here for the feature event. But your front row, Harvey Vanderweerd, Keegan Nordquist. We're set to go 20 laps of feature racing for the Artworks Graphics IMCA Modifieds. Vanderweerd jumps to the race lead. Nordquist, Schneiders, DeMay with a big run on the outside. DeMay going to go from 5th to try to take over 3rd down into turn 3. Cars high, cars low, everywhere in between. Jimmy Cole way high. Cole's going to lose the bunch of ground, as is Jay Noteboom, who got too high in the corner. Your leader off of turn 2 is still Harvey Vanderweerd. Cole Nordquist in the Keegan Nordquist in the 10N second. Keegan Nordquist, Speed Schneider, Sean Berrigan, Shane DeMay. Schneider takes over second as Nordquist has to check up. Keegan Nordquist too high in 1 and 2. He's going to fall from 4th all the way to the back of the pack in the Nordquist Fab 10N. Sean Berrigan working the bottom, trying to get around Speed Schneiders. Here comes Shane DeMay, lurking back and forth. Chris Abelson looks to the inside of Chad Tenaple in a battle for the 5th spot. The 1 and the 20 go number to number. Look out, Vanderweerd too wide in the corner. Lost some momentum. That's going to allow Speed Schneiders to catch, reel him in. 2 44s. How about that? A 44 and a 44 battling in front of an 88. Hey, kids, I can do math. Speed Schneiders on the bottom. Vanderweerd again has to get out of the gas. That's going to allow Speed Schneiders to get by. New leader, the 44X of Speed Schneiders. Schneider's your leader. Vanderweerd now getting pressure from Sean Berrigan, Shane DeMay, Chris Abelson still your top 5. Jim Tees, Chad Tenable battling it out for the 6th spot. Jay Notaboom back there in 8th. As off of turn 4, 5 laps in the books, it's still 6 laps in the books. It's Speed Schneider's your leader. Sean Berrigan continues to work the bottom side of the speedway. Cannot complete the pass around Harvey Vanderweerd. Jay Notaboom got around Chad Tenable for a position. That's P7 back in the pack. Notaboom trying to work his way to the front. Next one on his hit list is the birthday boy, Jim Tees, holding down the 6th spot. But up front, Speed Schneider's got that 44X handling the business out front. Chad Tenable having all kinds of issues in the last couple of laps in the 20 car. That car losing traction, falling back in the pack as the battle for second shapes up once again. Berrigan and Vanderweerd still battling for second as Jim Tees has caught Chris Abelson in the battle for the 5th spot. Jay Notaboom wants to join that dance as well. Keegan Nordquist takes the 10 into the infield. We're still clean and green as Sean Berrigan completes the pass for second. Move Jim Tees up to 5th. Jim Tees up to 5th around Chris Abelson. Notaboom in 7th. As this time by, we're halfway home. Speed Schneider's pulling away. Speed Schneider's with a half straightaway advantage over Sean Berrigan. Harvey Vanderweerd 3rd, Shane DeMay 4th, Jim Tees, Chris Abelson, Jay Notaboom, Todd Boulware, Bob Moore, your top 10. As Jim Tees with a big run gets around DeMay. And the 44 of Vanderweerd, Jim Tees up to 3rd. He shot out of a cannon down the backstretch. Up to 3rd place, he's 50 and flying. Jim Tees now 3rd as Notaboom gets sideways. That allows Todd Boulware to reel him in. But up front, Jason Speed Schneider's a half straightaway. Thor Anderson goes around in turn 2. Car around in 2. The 41 of Anderson goes around, sitting at the bottom of turn 2. Caution on the speedway for the 41 of Thor Anderson as Jay Notaboom goes up in smoke off of turn 2, leaving a trail of fluid down the backstretch. Remain. Can Speed Schneider's hold on, or will we get another new feature winner? Pace picks up, green flag. Let's get 6 laps to find out. Jim Tees tried to make the move but couldn't get it done. Jim Tees up to P2 though. He couldn't take the lead, but he got to 2nd. Jim Tees making some headway. Speed Schneider's way high in turn 4. We're going to have a new leader. It's going to be, I don't know. Who was it at the line? Chris Abelson at the line, your new leader in the 1X. Tees up the inside, trying to get a battle for the top spot, but can't get it done. Sioux City excitement. Chris Abelson, your new leader. But Jim Tees says, no, sir, not on my birthday. You will not. Slide job in 3 and 4. Abelson crosses over. It's still Abelson, but Tees is 50 and fighting for it. Jim Tees on the top side of the speedway. He's going to have a big run down the backstretch. They're going to go wheel to wheel into turn 3. Abelson on the bottom, Tees up top. Does Abelson have room for a slider? He doesn't. Can Tees get back around the top side? He can't quite get there. Abelson back to the top spot. Jim Tees to the bottom in 1 and 2, but Abelson too strong. Abelson still leads, but Tees fights back. He's getting a great run off of turn 2. Tees on the bottom. He's going to go slide job Jones up into turns 3 and 4. Abelson falls in line. New leader. Caution on the speedway. No! Speed Schneider's lost a door panel. You see that tumbling down the front stretch. Whew. Abelson leads. Can Jim Tees continue the fight? Pace picks up. Green flag waves. 3 laps to glory. Here we go. Abelson got a good start. Berrigan did as well. He got down in front of Tees for that second spot. Here comes Todd Boulware on the outside. Chris Abelson, your leader, off turn number 4. This time by 2 to go for Abelson. Abelson, Berrigan, Tees, Boulware, DeMay, your top 5. Jimmy Cole knocking on the door of the top 5 as well. Everybody's starting to move down to the bottom side of the speedway. Jim Tees trying to make the tall line work as the white flag waves. One more time around Park Jefferson Speedway tonight. Tees going to get around the top of the speedway, try to get around Berrigan for second. But through the bottom side of turns 3 and 4, the double checkered flag's out. Your feature winner, the 1X of Chris Abelson. Second, Sean Berrigan. Todd Boulware gets third ahead of Jim Tees and Shane DeMay. Whew. Great night of racing tonight. Wraps up with a whale of a modified feature. The Artworks Graphics IMCA Modifieds putting on a show. Your feature winner in the 1X is Chris Abelson. We'll get Chris down here in Victory Lane momentarily, along with our winner from the stock car division, the 71 of Zach Olivier. And the rest of your feature winners, they'll be down here on the front stretch momentarily for Victory Lane celebrations. We do encourage you to hang around for the Victory Lane celebrations or head over to the pit area for after the races. A lot of these drivers do have T-shirts and other memorabilia for sale in the pits. You can definitely check that out and support your favorite drivers.